So, where the hell are we here, Tasmania? A lot of weird shit. A lot of weird shit. As per usual on Google Earth, there's a lot of street view photos, actually, surprisingly. Which I always like to check one of those out here and there. You never know what you're going to see. You'll have to excuse my slow rendering sometimes on my phone here. What were these rocks, I wonder? Something biological, as usual, I'm sure. So like I said, this is Tasmania. Notice. It's kind of like word across there. You see so much of that. Just all over the place. I don't know if it's like stacked dimensions that you can kind of see, or if it's actually physical. I don't know. It's weird. It's hard to imagine so many huge words being printed out for some reason over miles, large areas. But when you think about things and people being just straight up way the fuck huger, you start to think about things it could be, like remnants of, I mean, anything you might have writing on in this world, but imagine it way the fuck bigger. I don't know, it's just weird to me. This there looks like a fucking hand, if you ask me, kinda. Very large arm and hand. Hmm. That's just, one teeny little spot in Tasmania. Let's go up here a little bit once. See what we got. Odd. See a word that starts with a J right at the right side of that road, it looks like. See a lot of like cartoon type figures or animals too. Shapes, lots of hands and fingers, very big ones. I mean, I've been doing this, looking at shit like this, for years, but this is actually the first video I've ever made. Middle of the screen, right side. I swear I see the word rolling or relic or I don't know, who knows? It could be names. But why is it there? Why are the trees grown in that shape? I mean, you see so much of that, and it's just hard to understand why. I mean, it's something from, old world, many, many cycles ago. I don't fucking know. It boggles my mind. You see that kind of shit all over the whole world. Or you can always see, remnants of what was buildings or towns, kind of a lot of times. They always do their little shading techniques like this all over. You never know them trying to hide something. Or, sometimes they just straight up blur shit out. Like, why is that three different colors right there? I mean, I'm sure there's some bogus explanation, but really, why? It's like they're trying to patch shit in, hide shit, or the fuck knows. It's always weird when you get down real small, and sometimes you swear you see a person, but it's very hard to tell. I mean, I've had a couple of times where I tried to compare it size wise. I don't know, it's very tough to tell, but sometimes it looks like it. Just out in the middle of fucking nowhere, but it could so easily just be a tree and a shadow, or I don't know. I've had a few where I swore it had to be, but if that's a view road, yeah. But yeah, the words on the sides of mountains and stuff you see, I think that's where the word legends comes from. Maybe if you were important enough, your name would be on the edge of the ledge and go on forever. A ledge end. Tasmania looks kind of strange vegetation. I mean, a lot different than where I'm at for vegetation. I'm in Minnesota, so obviously a different continent, much further north. Nothing looks like this. I mean, I've never even seen trees that really look like that. I'm not sure if those are cypress or something. What the hell those are. It's always funny too. Some such huge areas will have no street views. Like nobody's been here and took a photo. Nobody ever. Like really. Like shit like this, I never understand what the fuck is going on. Like, how does it look like that? Is it water? Is it land? Like sometimes out in the ocean too, like these atolls or whatever they are. It's like what the fuck is going on? It's like sometimes you can't tell what the hell's going on with it. And then they, do weird shit and make it look even weirder. Like what the hell is going on there? It goes to the sea, but then is that just shallow areas? Why is it so many different colors? Like what the fuck? It's just weird. Like what the hell is that? Is that like a beach that winds through the water, or what the fuck is that? Because I assume this is land here. Yeah. So what the fuck is that? Like, that looks like some writing for sure. Some kind of wording. It said something at some point for some reason, somehow. Or maybe just does right now in another dimension. I don't fucking know. All I know is I see the shit everywhere. You can really never tell what exactly it says. It might be different language, might be different, but it just has the look of words, like especially like logo type writing. A lot of times, like just the way logos will be printed out, like it'll look like that, or like a sign, like the font. Kind of looks. I see like a dragon there for some reason, or maybe a ram's head, or I'm sure sometimes it is whatever they call it, pareidolia, but sometimes it's just way too clear. Like a lot of times, I can't explain it all. It's just interesting to me. And I know there's just so much we just are not taught about, and so much well we just don't know. But there are people that know a lot of shit. We just aren't told it. Things are definitely a lot different in this place than we are told. Like, what are those patches about? Why do they do that? Sure, they have some bogus reason if you ask, but why? What's the purpose of that? Other than to hide shit. It's like the only reason I could think of that makes any sense. What the hell is that? I don't know. I've heard people talk about there being like a cartoon realm or like dimension. I see a lot of like cartoony type of faces and shit in the. I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's like once you start seeing certain types of things, you know, I don't always see them as well as other times though. I don't know. It's like sometimes I'm in the right mood, or sometimes I'll notice things on different scale. Like sometimes I'll notice the smaller things. Sometimes I have to look way out and I'm noticing way bigger things. Because you might see something huge and then go closer and closer and see different things smaller that are in there too. Like so many times out in the middle of nowhere, you just see these weird, you know, just things that seem unnatural, but like there was something there or built there once, or but it's just completely unoccupied now. But Devil's Gullet. That's got to be something interesting going on there. Having never even been out of the United States, well, other than going to Canada one time when I was 19, which is a whole nother interesting story. But it's just cool to see a lot of the photos people take around the world too. Saw some pretty fucking weird ones in, I believe it was Thailand. I've seen, a lot of weird ones, but some of the weirdest ones, strange shit I found in Thailand. But like, I've never been anywhere that looks quite like this. Northern Minnesota is kind of similar in ways, rock, like bedrock, and There's just something about it. I don't know, different types of colors. Just like, everything's a little bit different. I wonder what the coldest it would ever get here. I just went through a winter of, there was some weeks in the last winter it was 20, 30 below Fahrenheit. And then you get out in the wind, forget about it. I was like going off of that. Devil's Gullet. Some volcanoes, I think, are fucking like dragon stomachs. There was definitely big ass dragons. I see those all over the place. Like really big though. A lot of them like hundreds of miles type of big. But I think there's shit on like every scale. You break it down to smaller shit too. But I mean, you can go real big. Like you really go big, you can see some shit that's fucking pretty weird. Like, if I'm looking at the U.S., where the hell did I go here? There's Africa. Alright, first of all, imagine for a second that the bottom part of Alaska where it's white is like an armpit. And picture that arm going down and then another arm on the right, like kind of like someone's flexing. And then a head that's turned towards Alaska. But that would be like this broken up looking head where the mouth is right there in the bottom of the nose. But then if you look down here, tell me that ain't two eyes, a nose, and a mouth. Those two top legs are like eyes, and then there's a nose that kind of one that flows into green, and then like just a little spot for a mouth. But I mean, that really does look like a face, a concerned man face. You're talking about all of Canada, like, or a huge fucking area. Like, oh yeah, and then you got, where was that one I saw? Well, I see a dog face, right? You see a lot of dogs. There's a dog face. Dog, right at Pullman there is its nose, and then its snout goes up. Maybe even like a tiger or something. No, I don't know exactly what that is, but definitely see a lot of dogs. But I was trying to show, where was that one thing? Oh yeah. Okay, so Salt Lake City is like the front of a snake's nose, and then there's a fang right under it, and a fang over in Wyoming. There's an eye in Nevada, an eye in Idaho, something in its mouth all across Wyoming and all the way over to Albuquerque there. Or maybe a crocodile, a snake, I don't know. But it looks like a giant reptile that's got something clamped in its fangs. Kinda to me. I don't know. Then if you look at it other ways, you see a lot of different shit, but I think it is all biological, even on scales that are hard to wrap your head around. Because, yeah, then I see kind of like, I don't know, so you see a lot of birds too, it seems like. I don't know. Am I crazy? Am I the only one that sees shit? I've seen some videos people have posted a kind of similar type of thing, but it just dawned on me all of a sudden, hey, why don't I just talk over videos while I do this scouring? Just see if anyone has any interest in it too. I don't know. It's probably not for everybody, but I've just spent so many hours and found so many interesting things, and I've screenshotted a lot of it, but then I've lost a lot of that by breaking phones and dumb shit like that. But I mean, I think a lot of this type of shit is vascular networks, or like, I don't know, it mimics things that are much smaller, but like, I swear the lava from volcanoes is whatever the dragon breathed fire from, still remnants of it. If you, oh, I just saw a fucking face right there. Look at that. There's an eye in Colorado Springs, an eye just to the bottom right of Grand Junction, a nose that the point is in, just past Taos there. Santa Fe is like the mouth. The hairline is, Medicine Bow Forest, whatever. That's like the top of the hair. That totally looks like a fucking gigantic face. Look at the size you're talking. Denver's just a dot on there, all the way down to Albuquerque, like one face. Like what the fuck, man? It totally looks like one. That eye is really clear. Oh fuck! Look at that. I've never noticed that before. I see that really clear right now. See, that's the thing. Like different days, you won't see shit the same. But I've never noticed that before. That's a big face right there. Holy shit! It's very prominent. Like looking over the whole country. Almost looks like it could be a woman's hair or something. Wow, that's pretty crazy. It's real crazy, actually. What the hell did I notice over here? Something like, yeah, almost like a big frog-looking face or something. Almost like a Jabba the Hutt-looking motherfucker over here in like the whole South. I can't see it right now. That's the thing. Sometimes I'll screenshot the shit and then I can't even see it the next time I look at it. But sometimes it just hits you right. Fuck, I can't see that right now. But there's always the old, well, there's this fucking dragon here. There's its head. There's kind of like its little feet thing sticking down. There's its tail going all the way. It's an entire fucking mountain range. Like, literally, the thing goes across the entire top of the continent of Africa. One dragon. And then there's others that I saw too. Because I saw someone talk about that other one on a video. I think it might have been Mud Fossil University. I'm not sure. That's what might have been. I don't know. I watched John Levi. Oh yeah, then there's this head here. This like woman's head kind of looking. I mean, that's a long fucking way. That's huge. Where was that other dragons I saw? I swore I saw some other ones. Sometimes you can't see it the same every day. It's like your eyes pick shit up different. When you see it, you definitely see it. Damn, that looks like you look at the left side of Spain, it looks a lot like a face with a very like squarish beard and like some kind of a military type hat kind of thing. I don't know. Kind of reminds me of like George Washington type of like patriot type of look. I don't know what the fuck. Filled my head with so much garbage growing up and in school. It's a miracle I can fucking think at all. Hell. See, just now I just noticed like, alright, imagine Niger is like a goatee right under a mouth. Then there's a nose, and then there's like two eyes, almost kind of like an Asian type looking man with like a weird. Hey, maybe it's Genghis Khan. He's got like a horn hat. Although I've also heard that, or, oh, somehow I got the impression Genghis Khan might have actually been a red-haired person, but we're just lied to it like about everything. But who the fuck knows if he ever even existed at all? Hell, I see that one dragon so clear. Oh, I can't see it right now. But some places in the world are just so strange the way it's laid out, the way it looks. Like this looks like obviously a lot of farming. Like shit like that too. Like why is that like that? Like why these little patches? I mean, I'm sure there's some reason with farming probably. I mean, sometimes you can tell it probably has some logical reasoning. Sometimes shit's just very strange. It's in the middle of nowhere and there's no farms or anything. How is that? Those are oddly perfectly cut. The hell are those? But yeah, sometimes it's just like so in the middle of nowhere, it doesn't make sense. This is like obviously not the middle of nowhere, but I tend to like and look in more rural areas. I should probably try to look more in like crowded areas too. Man, this whole country doesn't seem to have Lithuania now. You never hear much about Lithuania. Never hear that mentioned in the news or anything. Lithuania. I didn't realize that was such a European place. I've always kind of feel like I thought it was in like Africa or something. I don't know what the fuck. It doesn't sound like it fits in with Poland or Norway. Lithuania. I don't know much about it. I should do a little research on Lithuania. I think there might be some reason you don't hear about it much. Maybe it's important for some reason. It's odd. Like, what the hell is just this random lake in the middle of all this? Why does that look odd? Like, it looks. What the hell is this shit? What the hell is that? Is that just dirt? It doesn't really look like you're farming anything. That just doesn't even look real how that's in there. Fucking weird. And the lake won't come in clear at all. that's the best you can get. Oh, I got a little clearer. There's a lot of shit that's hiding in water, I think, too. I see a lot of weird shit just under the water. There's a lot of man-made shorelines, or I don't know. It's hard to say man-made. Who knows what entities or what the fuck is going on? But I see something right there. I see like the letter D there. I don't know. Just unnatural things that who knows why sometimes. I mean, I've found shit out in the woods myself. So I go into a lot of deep woods, as deep as I can get, around the area, like off trail where no one else goes. And I found like hexagon shapes in the ground. I swore there was like a small being that was on my left, and all my hair stood up. And I got the fuck out of there. I see an eye there. It looks a lot like an eye. Sometimes you can see it before it clears up better. It's almost like a cheat code sometimes for certain stuff. What the hell is that? What is this shit? What the fuck is this? Is that just dirt? Why the perfect lines? Why these fields that just aren't been growing right now during one of the pictures taken? I mean, I've never seen like big mounds of like gravel or something. I suppose there's no street view pictures anywhere near here, probably. Actually, it looks like maybe it has a road.